Yo, it's your boy Cherry Hunt Figs, back with another weekly review, going over everything that I picked up this week. A lot of the stuff that I got this week came in the mail from stuff that I've ordered previously, pre-orders, or what have you. Set on a mission for myself to pick up the Monday Night Wars series. The Walmarts in my area have terrible distribution, as other areas across the country also have that same issue. In addition to that, I got some Whatnot pickups that I got last week that ended up coming in the mail this week. So, enough talking about it. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. I picked up a little Manser hot sauce right here. All right, autographed off Steph DeLander's Whatnot live stream. I got this because I don't collect hot sauce, but I have a lot of hot sauce. I guess that's a collection. I collect hot sauce, I guess, but I do actually want to taste this. I'm gonna throw it on some wings. This is the tough part about having an autographed one, is I'm still gonna keep the bottle. I'm pretty excited that I got a little Manser autograph on it. Next up, another thing that I picked up on a Whatnot stream. I picked up this Jon Moxley Shop AEW exclusive. There is some box damage to it, unfortunately. I will be selling this because of that, but at least I'll be able to make my money back at bare minimum. I didn't really pay much for this, but I do need to pick up another one. The one that I currently have in the Shop AEW collection, it unfortunately fell out of the protector and it damaged the box. So I do need to grab another one. I was able to find one cheap enough on eBay, so hopefully that comes in the mail soon enough. Next up, something I got in the mail. Little Pokemon action, little Pokemon Crystal, little Pokemon Gold. I picked these up specifically because I already have the Crystal version, but unfortunately I lost the case. So I was able to get a case for it and I threw it back in there. I haven't located my Game Boy yet, but when I do, I'll be able to pull the gold version out of it and put it inside this case. So I'm pretty excited that I have original casing for both of them. I had to make sure I looked it up and make sure that it was legitimate and it wasn't fake. These came out when 2000, so I mean I was a kid when this came out. Next up, while I was on my fig hunt the other day, I did end up coming across this Thor Funko. I didn't have this one. This was $5. I had to go ahead and pick it up. It's in pretty good condition for $5. I went ahead and threw it in a protector. This is one of the Thors that come with a lapel pin, original Avenger style, $11.90. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this in the display. I haven't completed my Funko display, my shelves and everything. I didn't order enough shelves, so I literally only have one portion of it over there. I'm waiting on my last bit of Harry Potter Funkos to come in so I can add them to the wall. And as soon as I add them to the wall, I'm going to be putting a video out that just kind of goes over my display. I plan on just redoing everything as far as the shelves and everything. The shelves for the figures, the shelves for the Funkos, and just this wall altogether. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I will be making a video about it, I promise. Adding on, while I was out and about, when I picked up that Thor Funko Pop, I was able to secure this Dan Severn. Like, look at this. It's pretty good condition. I don't know why I needed this. I figured I'd pick it up to throw it in my collection. I don't know what the heads underneath these figures look like. Maybe I could pop this head off and use it for a custom. I'm not too sure yet. I couldn't pass this up. For $4.99, you can't pass this up. And something about this annoying loud plastic wrapping that they put on loose figures makes it more, what's the word I'm looking for? It makes me want it more. I'll say that. It's more desirable. I also got these loosies. I talked about this in the last review where I picked up the I picked up the Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley 2-pack from Amazon. And then I ended up ordering 2 of them just for one figure. And then I ended up ordering the Lucy of the actual figure off of someone's Whatnot stream. Well, it came in the mail and it's in good condition. So I'm still debating if I just want to return those 2-packs because I don't need another Jon Moxley. I don't need Jon Moxley in my collection. I already have one for the AEW shelf. Again, I'm not actively collecting AEW figures for my shelf, but when I come across a nice looking one, I'm going to go ahead and add one. So I already have a Moxley up there. So I might send those 2-packs back. I'm not too sure yet. But I already got this loose. Might keep this for a custom as well. On top of that, I also picked up this Chris Jericho retro off of a Whatnot stream. I'm not a huge retro fan, but the problem is I'm getting into Hasbros. I have like half the Hasbros. I'm leaving all the expensive ones for last. But I've got all the Hasbros. I'm going to be putting them in a separate Detolf display over here. And I think while I'm at it, I might as well start picking up retros that I find that are cheap enough. So I figured I'd pick up this Chris Jericho retro, throw it in the collection. Next up, I was able to secure 2 repeat, 2 different versions of Cody Rhodes. First one I picked up was Series 109 Cody Rhodes in the suit. Comes with the accessories. I didn't realize it comes with a whole chair. So there's a whole chair in there. This is obviously commentator Cody. He's commentating for his boys' matches or whatever. So I really only picked this up just so I could take the suit. Like a lot of people, I'm very big on suited figures. They're very good for customs and everything like that. So I grabbed this for the suit. I don't have this type of suit in the collection. And the accessories are good too. I don't necessarily need another Cody Rhodes in the collection. He is going to go on a very specific shelf when I get to displaying that side. And the one I'm going to end up putting out is this Ultimate Edition Cody Rhodes. I was able to secure this as well at Target. Between the 20% off figures and the gift cards that I had, I only paid like $24 for this. You can't be mad at a $24 Ultimate Edition. I don't really see this out in the wild in my area, so while I saw it, I was able to grab it. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the display. I'm thinking of a new shelf that I'm going with. I haven't secured the idea just yet, but it's probably going to be like a post-Vince McMahon shelf, and I feel like a good display of Cody Rhodes could be this type of Ultimate. Even though this is obviously during WrestleMania time when Vince was still around, I feel like this will still work because Cody is the forefront of the Paul Levesque era. Moving on to miscellaneous pickups that I got. I was able to secure this Brian Myers Major Wrestling Figure Podcast Super 7 Ultimate Edition. It's still in the plastic. It's still within the box. I haven't opened it yet. I still haven't decided if I'm going to keep it or not. I think it's a really, these figures, the boxes themselves are very good for display. So I haven't decided if I'm going to keep it for display or if I'm going to open it and pop it out. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing like a Major Wrestling Figure Podcast Universe type shelf. I mean, they're really the ones that, they'll say it themselves. They put on the forefront to make collecting cool again. It's not something to be embarrassed about. When I first started getting into it, like collecting action figures again, obviously I did it as a kid, but as an adult, it started again in like 2016. And it was a small little thing I'd pick up, like people that I really liked watching when I was growing. Like I had a lot of Eddie Guerreros and stuff like that. But like as the years went on, 2018, 2019, and then like 2020 during the pandemic, I was really big into the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast vlogs where they'd go on the fig hunts. I would just sit around and just watch those vlogs all the time, and I would just get ideas of collections and things that I wanted to display when I got enough room. And now that I have enough room, I continued on sticking with them. So shout out to the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast for always being here for the community. Adding on to the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast, might as well dive right into it. I did pick up some Major Bendies this week. I was able to secure the black and white Jay and Silent Bob from the Jay and Silent Bob reboot. I'm not like a big Kevin Smith fan, but I did really enjoy his movies when I was a teenager. I was a media productions major, per se, in high school. Like I did media productions all 4 years. So I was able to secure these. So as soon as I get some protectors, I'm going to go ahead and throw these up on the wall with the other Major Bendies. A couple other ones that I picked up. I picked up this autographed Knick, Mike Canick, Major Wrestling Figure Podcast Major Bendy. It's got the old school WCW original San Francisco Toy Makers callback card. I picked up Knick specifically because he's a big part of the Big Rubber Guys line, which I'm a completist. I'm an all-in person on that line. So in honor of him, I did go ahead and pick up an autographed Major Bendy so I can put him up on the wall. Next up, I do have an autographed Smart Mark Sterling Twitch exclusive Major Bendy, already in a protector, courtesy of my boy Omega Level Toys and Comics. These two I definitely needed. I was able to secure these, and it's from a solid, reputable seller that I've purchased from multiple times in the past. So I definitely had to go and pick both of these up. So in addition to Knick, I'm gonna go ahead and throw Smart Mark up on the wall as well. Next up, let's dive into it. I got an email from Jazwares. A lot of people got this promo code for 40% off anything in the store. It was a couple weeks ago. So I went ahead and I cashed in on that. I picked up all of the remaining Ring of Honor figures that I was missing. So I was able to pick up the Future Shock figures. I was able to pick up the Jerry Lynn, Nigel McGuinness 2-pack. I was able to pick up the Brody Lee, as well as the Danhausen that I was missing. I still haven't opened them. They're still in the box. Might go ahead and open them up now. Yeah, might as well. These ones were also difficult for me to unbox because like it comes within a box, and I don't mean like physically, I mean like physically and like metaphorically display wise. Like it comes inside a box, which comes another box. This is the Brody Lee. Comes within another box. You open up this box. You pop out the figure. And then it comes in this sick display, right? This sleeve. So you have to pull it out again and bam, there's the figure, right? It's like one of those babushka doll things or something. I'm really glad that I was able to pick these up. I'm looking at the quality control on this. Pretty dope. I don't really have any issues. Eyes are on point. Yeah. I do have this one. The next one. Bam. Yep, very happy I can add this to the Ring of Honor shelf. These are like such random numbers. Why are they such random numbers? Like 1 out of 5,000, some of them 1 out of 3,000. This is 1 out of 4,000. Like, I'm so confused. Here's the thing about like vault, not the vault specifically, but like anything that's like limited 1 out of whatever. You can't do that with everything that you sell. Like everything that you sell shouldn't be a limited edition item. It should, like, you should have evergreen items, right? This is not a selling point for toy companies anymore. Very specific items with this type of labeling, 1 out of whatever, that is important for certain things. But if you're putting out items that are only limited edition, it kills the mystique of like, I have to get it now, because like at that point you just kind of like, the secondary market is just set at a set point. There's no bell curve to the secondary market once those only limited edition things come out. If you release something that's just like evergreen and then you release limited edition chases of that or something, I don't know. I'm going on a rant about something that doesn't matter. This one is limited 1 of 4,000. So I'm pretty happy about that. Now I'm going to have the full Ring of Honor display shelf. I'm all caught up. The only ones that I'm missing at this point are just the Briscoes. Briscoes are completely sold out as predicted. The secondary market is a little bit higher than I want right now, so I'm going to go ahead and wait, have some time pass, and see if the prices come down a little bit. My final pickup, like I said at the beginning, I did a whole vlog about this that'll be coming out this week. I set myself a goal to pick up the Monday Night Wars series. Do need the Disciple. I didn't want to pay full price. Like, the Disciple prices are basically like the cost of the entire series itself. So if I'm going to pay that for the Build-A-Figure, I'm just going to get the whole series. I don't mind paying like $50 for a Build-A-Figure. Not that bad, right? But if I'm paying like $80 to $100 for a Build-A-Figure, I'm just going to pick up the figures myself and pay that price and get that figure plus the other actual 4 figures. So in total, 5 figures from the series. In this instance, I hit every single Walmart that I could in all of my area. I literally drove all around Phoenix, Mesa, like the whole east side, west side, and the north side. I drove all around, right? So the first place that I stopped, I walked into the Walmart. They had two Monday Night Wars figures. They had the Series 1 Hogan, and then I kept scrolling through, and then I found, bam, Booker T, just hiding out in there. I was like, okay, dope. Pretty happy about this. The one thing I've been cautious of is making sure that the pieces are still inside there. So I took a look. It didn't look like it was resealed. I did see over here the Build-A-Figure piece is in here, so I ended up grabbing it. Very excited about that. So I moved on to the next Walmart. I was like, all right, I didn't actually expect to find the Monday Night Wars series, so let me see if they still have them at another Walmart. I walked in. The only thing that they had at that Walmart was The Rock. I didn't really need this figure in my collection. I already had like a little Kit Bash Rock for this era. I did end up picking this up because it has the Nation Domination gear. And it has that Disciple piece that I need. It comes with the legs. So it is in there. I'm so happy that I was able to find it. There were literally like maybe 15 rocks just up on the pegs. The only figures from the Monday Night Wars series were on there. 3 different pegs. The Rock. I moved on. I kept driving around to different Walmarts. I wasn't having any success finding any more Monday Night Wars figures at Walmarts. But I did end up stopping by the Wrestling Guy store in Phoenix. I ended up talking to Tony a little bit. While I was talking to him, I was sifting through the figures, and I did end up finding the Stevie Ray. So that was 3 out of the 4. So shout out to the Wrestling Guy store in Phoenix, helping me out on that. Later on in the day, I ended up hanging out with my friend Val. Through the time we were hanging out, we ended up stopping by Retro Exchange in Peoria, Arizona. While I was there, I picked up this Rob Van Dam. I was able to complete the set. So I'm very happy about this. I now have the Build-A-Figure Disciple. This comes with the head. This was the last piece I was missing. So I'm pretty excited that I was able to complete the set. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I believe the Monday Night War series is done after Series 7. So I'm glad the chase is done. This was very discouraging for a lot of people because people couldn't find them in their area. This is kind of a completist thing if you have an Attitude Era, Nitro shelf, anything like that. This was a completist set type thing. So I understand the frustration, but I was able to secure the bag on this one. I'm very excited about that. There you have it. That's this week's pickups. I didn't really get that many Funkos this time. I did end up just getting this one, the little Thor. I didn't pick up any Snoopies this time around, but I did secure a lot of figures from my previous pre-orders and early Black Friday sales and things like that, so I'm very excited about this week's pickups. I want to thank you for joining me on this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. As always, I'm your boy Cherry Hunts Figs. I'll see you on the next video.